I have a coffee pot and a teapot I've been using to heat water on the wood stove. This particular stove, a Camp Chef Alpine tent stove, you can buy a big stainless steel water tank designed to hang on the side of it to heat water, and there's a little spigot on it and you can draw off water. It's about $100, and also if you want to stop heating the water, it's kind of an issue to get it off on short, get the tank off the stove on short notice. Camp Chef also sells what they call a hot pot. It's a big aluminum pot, not stainless steel. It's supposed to be aluminum with a spigot on the side that you can heat water in on top of the stove. It's probably a good idea. It does take up a lot of room on top of the stove, whereas the tank that hangs on the side does not. So you can use the top of the stove for cooking something if you'd like. Hot pot, the Camp Chef hot pot, I think I've seen it priced as cheap as 50 some odd dollars, plus shipping and sales tax, of course. I decided I could make something similar. I bought this stainless steel stock pot at a thrift store. I think I paid $10 for it. And I added this valve, this spigot on the side of it. Now it's much more heavy duty looking and bigger than the one on the Camp Chef hot pot. And you can buy smaller spigots that look more like the ones you see on coffee dispensers and so forth. I bought this one because it was the only one on Amazon that I could find that actually said it could handle high temperatures. I'm pretty sure that this valve and spigot was intended for use in beer making. I guess people have a need for that sort of thing on a beer vat. Anyway, it was about $16 or so. There were other spigots that were cheaper, $11, $12, $13, but again, I didn't see where any of those were saying that they could specifically handle high temperatures. This one was pretty easy to install. I drilled a hole through the side of the stock pot using a cheap Harbor Freight step drill bit. I can't remember. They call this a 1/2 inch spigot. I can't remember if the hole I drilled was 3/4 inch or 7/8 inch. It's somewhere right in that range, because the 1/2 inch refers to the ID, the inside diameter, and not the OD. Anyway, there's two red rubber O-rings. One goes on the inside and one goes on the outside. And again, they're supposed to be heat resistant. This particular spigot also comes set up where you can attach a hose to it. That hose barb attachment is removable. Now, you'll notice I can't. It won't clear the top of the stove with the hose barb attachment on it. But if I remove it, then it will. Depends on what you need. Odd thing about this valve, it has a lock on it. Keeps it locked in both the open and the closed position. You have to slide the metal thingy up to open the valve, and you got to slide it up again to close it. I kind of like the idea of it locking in the off position. Not so sure I like it locking in the on position. And that's the rubber seal for the hose attachment. Anyway, I already checked to make sure it didn't leak. I've not put this on heat yet. I'm going to do that this evening when I fire up the stove, because it's supposed to get a little chilly tonight, and see how it handles heat. I don't burn in this stove in the summertime. I'm really hoping this thing is robust enough where I can use it over the campfire in the campfire ring. Not sure how well that those O-rings will handle being real close to fire. I guess I'll find out. But anyway, I'll fire up the stove this evening. I got to go cut some firewood now, and it's actually almost 60 degrees out Fahrenheit, so it's pretty warm. But it's going to get cool tonight. I'll fire it up, put some water in it, and see how it handles a night sitting on top of the wood stove.